who is going to be leading at the end of this 7 laps. 4 drivers to go automatically through to the grand final. Here we go then, semi-final B in Tokyo is underway. Ryota Kokiban immediately darts to the inside. Ray and and somebody's off already there in the background. I think that's Danny Solis, who's had strife in the first opening start of this lap, but down into La Source they go for the first time. Take it gingerly down there, fellas, because you've got a lot more to lose than you have to gain. Lukowski down the inside of Darushin into 2nd position. Yamanaka into 4th. Mangano into P5, and Kim Long Lee also into 6th place here, but they're all coming up through Oruge and Radion here for the first time of asking. But Ryota Kokiban there, the Japanese driver, kept his nose clean and holds his lead.
Mistake from Mariglino having to be around. Here's a replay of the start. Let's see what happens here.
Down into T1, Mariglino there on the outside, Yamanaka on the inside. Now, is there a bit of contact going on in the midfield? It's very, yeah, you can see there, Mariglino gets tipped round. And I think there's Ben Cho going into the side of Kevin Pounder of Cody Lukowski. That's just out of effective slipstream range here. Meanwhile, Sugawara is in the effective slipstream range of Giorgio Mangano. Side by side they come. Down into Lei Kum on the outside here for Sugawara. Does he manage to get this stop? No, he doesn't. He runs wide. He runs off and over onto the sleeping policeman, and he drops back now behind Giorgio Mangano.
This could be it for Cody if he gets a good run for a Rouge.
Just an idea of how smart, to give an example of how smart Cody Lukowski is driving. Under the brakes into the bus stop, he moved over to the left-hand side at the last minute to get himself a better line going through that corner after being on a tighter line to try and avoid the curb on the outside. He's really, you can see the expressions on his face on the left-hand side of your picture there. He knows he had a poor run through there, but he's actually closing up a little bit onto the back. He's got a penalty as he exceeded track limits, and that is not helping Cody Lukowski, so now it's all about getting himself past Ryota Kokiban. Kokiban goes defensive, moves over to take his normal line on the braking zone. That's harsh but fair there from Ryota Kokiban. Lukowski trying to find his way through, and all the while these guys are squabbling. Look at the Frenchman there, ready to pounce in the background. Rayan de Rouge took his first podium in the World Tour event earlier on this year, and he's looking to try and repeat that feat here in semi-final B.
The spray being kicked up into the face of Cody Lukowski. He'll be glad his wiper is working. Coming now down to the bus stop again, not quite close enough to make a move, and just is going to tuck in behind the Japanese driver. He's using all the curb there, trying to make the shortest line possible, and oh my word, what a move by Cody. All it took was one little mistake from Ryota Kokiban, and Cody Lukowski now goes up into lead. He has the run down to the source. A good move by Cody, but you can't help but feeling it's a little bit futile given this 0.5-second penalty.
He goes through into the lead, and now it is side-by-side action between Lukowski and Darushin. Darushin on the outside, Lukowski on the inside. Into Lei Kum they go, and Lukowski holds off the charge of the Frenchman for the time being. That is brilliant from Lukowski. He could have really lost out there. He could have dropped down to 3rd position, but he didn't. He held off the charge of Rayan de Rouge, and that was very, very important. Onto the Kemmel straight. He is going to have to really try and go defensive and hope that Giorgio Mangano can't find his way past. In the slipstream here is the Italian. Yamanaka towards the outside. He squeezes him over on the far side of the track. The Italian on the outside, the Japanese driver on the inside, and Mangano on the brakes goes through into the position. He slides a bit wide though, but he holds it off through the left-hander. The Italian commentators next to us have gone absolutely posse, and Mangano is at the moment through into the grand final.
Here we are, here in the top 3, plunging down the hill towards Oruge and Radion once more. It's great to see the cars snake up there. Usually it's nearly flat in the dry, no way in the wet. It's a break on the way in, nice and easy on the power on the way through. Over the top of the hill, over Radion, the car gets light. It wants to swap ends on you, but these guys are pros. No chance of that happening here. Cody had a great run there coming up through Radion, but he's not going to quite be close enough for a move to Lei Kum, even with the draft. The gap coming down. Here we are on board then with Cody. The spray being kicked up into his face. Look to the inside. Not quite close enough. Kokiban defends the inside line, but look how much closer now Cody is. My word, he's a little bit wide there. That's going to slow him up quite a bit and allow Darushin back into the frame.
This is getting for Jimmy. He's got himself a nice little buffer in hand of half a second at the moment. Rayan de Rouge is in 3rd position. He's not been able to mount a charge. He was really very close indeed. Through Blanchimont for the final time we go, and then hard on the anchors into the bus stop chicane. Positions changing place a little bit further back there as well. But Ryota Kokiban, what a mature, brilliant and fantastic drive it has been from the Japanese driver. And on home soil here for World Tour 5 in Tokyo, he outs the final corner and comes over the line to take the win. Ryota Kokiban is on top in semi-final B. Cody Lukowski finishes P2, and Rayan de Rouge finishes in 3rd place, and Mangano over the line in 4th place. Brilliant stuff there. The Italian commentators next to us are absolutely over the moon with that result.